Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on October 21st, 2020 in Sridham, Mayapur, India.
So we're continuing with the compilation of the Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya book.
So we are continuing with the compilation of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's topic is Lord Chaitanya teaches the principles of surrender and reaches the village of Arti Sara. See Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 4:3.
চৈতন্য ভাগবতে প্রভুর নীলাচল গমনের পর অন্যান্য লীলা মধুরভাবে বর্ণিত। নীলাদ্রি গমন জগন্নাথ দর্শন সার্বভৌম ভট্টাচার্য প্রভুর মিলন।
The Lord went to Jagannath Puri and visited Lord Jagannath's temple. He also met with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
This is a synopsis of the pastime.
So this is the synopsis of the pastime.
এ সকল লীলা শ্রীদাস বৃন্দাবন বিস্তারে বর্ণিয়াছে উত্তম বর্ণন।
All these pastimes have been very elaborately explained by Vrindavan Das Thakur in his book Chaitanya Bhagavata.
Each author likes to respect the other author.
Each author likes to respect the other author
And it doesn't usually explain the same thing twice.
and they doesn't usually explain the same thing twice.
If there's some different details and they explain it,
If there is some different detail, they may explain it.
or if the pastime is not particularly elaborated by anyone else,
If the pastime is not particularly elaborate by anyone else,
then the author will present.
then the author will present it.
Since Chaitanya Bhagavat was written before by Vrindavan Das,
Thakur. Since Chaitanya Bhagavata was written before by Vrindavan Das Thakur,
so Chaitanya Charitamrita tend to cover the aspects which are not dealt with by Chaitanya Bhagavat.
so Chaitanya Charitamrita tends to cover the aspects which are not covered in the Chaitanya Bhagavata
Or in the Chaitanya Mangal.
or in the Chaitanya Mangal.
সহজে বিচিত্র মধুর চৈতন্য বিহার বৃন্দাবন দাস মুখে অমৃতের ধার।
By nature, all the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, they become like a shower of nectar.
পুনরুক্তি ও দম্ভ সত্যপন্থা বিরোধ ভয়ে গ্রন্থকারের নিবৃত্তি অতএব তাহা বর্ণিলে হয় পুনরুক্তি দম্ভ করে বর্ণি যদি নাহি তো ইচ্ছে শক্তি।
Therefore, I humbly submit that since these incidents have already been nicely described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, I would be very proud to repeat the same thing, and this would not be so very good, not very good. I do not have such powers.
And therefore I'm compiling this book because Vrindavan Thakur explained some pastimes
Therefore, I am compiling this book because Vrindavan Das Thakur explains some pastimes
And Lord Chandas Thakur explains others.
And Lochan Das Thakur explains the others.
And Krishna explains others.
And Krishnadas Kaviraj explains the others.
So the devotees of Lord Chaitanya have requested me to present a compilation of all the different books
So the devotees of Lord Chaitanya have requested me to present a compilation of all these different books
on Chaitanya Leela.
on Chaitanya Leela.
Now there are approximately 9 or 10 books,
There are approximately 9 or 10 books,
which three are most prominent.
of which 3 are most prominent.
So we're trying to present all these various books
So we are trying to present all these various books
together as one pastime
to give you as one pastime
series.
one pastime series.
চৈতন্য ভাগবতে যাহা বিস্তৃত তাহা এই গ্রন্থে সংক্ষেপে এবং যাহা তথা সংক্ষিপ্ত তাহা এই স্থলে বিস্তৃতভাবে বর্ণিত। চৈতন্য মঙ্গলে যাহা করিল বর্ণন সূত্র রূপে সেই লীলা করে সূচন।
I am therefore presenting only a synopsis of those events already described elaborately by Vrindavan Das Thakur in his Chaitanya Mangal, now known as Chaitanya Bhagavata.
তার সূত্র আছে তেহ না কইল বর্ণন যথা কথঞ্চিত করি সেই লীলা কথন।
Some of the incidents he did not describe elaborately, but only summarized, and this I shall to describe in this book.
গ্রন্থকারের অতুলনীয় মানব ধর্ম বৃন্দাবন দাসের বন্দনা অতএ তার পায়ে করি নমস্কার তার পায় অপরাধ না হোক আমার।
Thus, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vrindavan Das Thakur. I hope that I will not offend his lotus feet by this action.
And I said, each author is very respectful to the other author.
As I said, each author is very respectful to the other author.
As a result, they expect that everybody will read all the books.
As a result, they expect that everybody will read all the books.
Since that may not be possible, I'll try to give a version
So since it might not be possible, I am trying to give this
version of the combined pastime
version of the combined pastimes
with unlimited purports.
with limited purports.
So still one can read the original books
But still one can read the original books
to get the full effect,
to get the full effect,
full experience,
the full experience
and full instructions.
and full instructions.
I'm not giving all the details of the spiritual instructions,
I may not give all the details of these spiritual instructions,
many of the pastimes and some of the teachings.
mainly the pastimes and some of the teachings.
নিত্যানন্দ চারিজন সঙ্গে প্রভুর পুরী পথে যাত্রা এই মতো মহাপ্রভু চলিলা নীলাচলে চারি ভক্ত সঙ্গে কৃষ্ণ কীর্তন কুতূহলে।
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proceeded toward Jagannath Puri with 4 of his devotees, and he chanted the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, with great eagerness.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's Hare Krishna Mahamantra. and one should chant that to please Lord Chaitanya.
This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one should chant that to please Lord Chaitanya
And to follow in his footsteps.
and to follow in his footsteps.
ভিক্ষা লাগি একদিন এক গ্রাম গিয়া আপনে অনেক অন্ন আনিল মাগিয়া।
Each day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally went to a village and collected a great quantity of rice and other grains for the preparation of prasadam.
So this Grihastha's dharma is to give charity.
So, the Grihastha's dharma is to give charity.
And brahmacharis, vanaprasthas, and sannyasis have the right to beg.
Brahmacharis, Vanaprasthas, Sannyasis, they have the right to beg.
So they're supported by the Grihasthas.
So, they are supported by the Grihasthas.
দৈবে গৌরগণ ও কৃষ্ণগণের অভিন্নতা। দৈবে সেই প্রভু ভক্তগণ সেই স উপমাও সেই সে অনুভব।
By providence, by will of providence,
By the will of providence,
he was the same supreme personality of Godhead.
he was the same supreme personality of Godhead.
They were the same assembled devotees.
They were the same assembled devotees.
The situation was the same,
The situation was the same,
and the realizations and feelings were the same.
and their realizations and feelings were the same.
জীবন মরণ কৃষ্ণ ইচ্ছায় সে হয়, বিষ বা অমৃত ভক্ষিলেও কিছু নয়।
Life and death depend on the will of Lord Krishna.
Life and death depends on the will of Lord Krishna.
Drinking poison or nectar does not, on its own, does nothing.
Drinking poison or nectar on it is known, it has nothing. Drinking poison on its own does nothing. A person may die in this material world by drinking poison, and a living entity may gain eternal life by drinking nectar. Only by the will of Krishna can material objects and spiritual objects award fruits. But if the will of Krishna withdraws the power and propensities of those objects, they are unable to award such fruits. The conversation between Uma and Shiva is witness and evidence of this fact.
যে মতে যাহারে কৃষ্ণচন্দ্র রাখে মারে, তাহা বই আর কেহ করিতে না পারে।
No one can imitate how Lord Krishna Chandra
No one can imitate how Lord Krishna Chandra
saves one and kills someone else.
saves one and kills someone else.
Read over.
Despite being inclined towards the Lord's service, many persons, because of committing Vaishnava aparadha, consider the Lord's devotee as ordinary mortal beings by seeing them separate from the Lord. By thinking that Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava are mortal, they cannot achieve realization of their Sachidananda status because of madness for sense gratification. As a result, they end up either knowingly or unknowingly becoming envious of Hari and Guru. Some of them dedicate themselves to karma khanda And because of desiring material enjoyment, some consider sense gratification and liberation their ultimate goal of life. The Guru and Vaishnavas are full of Krishna's potencies. There is no difference between the energy and the energetic. Yet the energy can never be identified as the energetic. This is the difference between the philosophies of the impersonalist and the devotees of the Lord.
Okay.
In the Narada Pancharatra, Sri Mahadeva says, a person who is protected by the Supreme Lord becomes victorious everywhere, and one who is rejected by the Supreme Lord can never be protected by anyone.
নিত্যানন্দ গদাধর আদি সহ নীলাচল অভিমুখী যাত্রা হেনমতে শ্রী গৌর সুন্দর নীলাচলে আইসেন চলিয়া আপন কুতহলে।
And it's my Lord Sri Gaurasundar. He departed, he went to Nilachal.
In this way, Lord Sri Gaurasundar, he departed, he went to Nilachal,
The town of Jagannath,
the town of Jagannath,
Lord Jagannath.
Lord Jagannath.
He went in all ecstatic mood.
He went in his own ecstatic mood.
নিত্যানন্দ গদাধর মুকুন্দ গোবিন্দ সংহতি জগদানন্দ আর ব্রহ্মানন্দ।
The Lord was accompanied by his associates, Lord Nityananda,
The Lord was accompanied by his associates, Lord Nityananda,
Gadadhar Pandit,
Gadadhar Pandit,
Mukunda Datta,
Mukunda Datta,
Govinda Das,
Govinda Das,
and Jagananda,
Jagadananda,
and Ramananda Puri.
and Brahmananda Puri.
পথে ভক্তগণের নিষ্কিঞ্চনতা পরীক্ষা পথে প্রভু পরীক্ষা করেন সবা প্রতি কি সম্বল আছে বলো কাহার সংহতি।
On the path, on the way, Lord Chaitanya tested everybody.
On the way, Lord Chaitanya tested everybody,
Everyone by asking,
tested everyone by asking,
what assets do you have? Tell me.
what assets do you have? Tell me,
What's you?
with you.
কে বা কি দিয়াছে কারে পথের সম্বল নিষ্কপটে মোর স্থানে কহত সকল।
How you can tell me family undubitiously
All of you, tell me undupliciously
whether anyone had given you any assets
whether anyone has given any assets
along the way.
on the way, along the way.
সবে বলে প্রভু বিনা গায়ে তোমার কার দ্রব্য লইতে বা শক্তি আছে কার।
And they replied, quote,
And they reply, quote,
O Lord Chaitanya,
O Lord Chaitanya,
without your authorization, without your permission,
without your authorization, without your permission,
who has the power to bring anything,
who has the power to back anything,
to bring
to bring anything?
শুনিয়া ঠাকুর বড় সন্তোষ হইলা শেষে সেই লক্ষ্যে তত্ত্ব কহিতে লাগিলা।
and he replied, Lord Chaitanya, he was greatly satisfied.
On hearing their reply, Lord Chaitanya, he was greatly satisfied.
Thereafter he revealed, he explained some truths regarding this topic.
Thereafter, he explained some truths regarding this topic.
ভক্তগণের নিরপেক্ষতায় প্রভুর সন্তোষ। প্রভু বলে কাহারো যে কিছু না লইলা, ইহাতে আমার বড় সন্তোষ করিলা।
Lord Chaitanya said,
Lord Chaitanya said,
I'm really satisfied
I am greatly satisfied
that none of you took anything from anyone.
that none of you took anything from anyone.
Constant has
Go-
no mention name.
Lord Gaurasundar asked, "What assets do you have with you?" In reply, they said, "We have no assets other than you." On hearing their words and realizing their unalloyed determination, Gaurasundar expressed great satisfaction. Since pseudo devotees who deviate from the path of devotional service imagine a distinction between Guru, Vaishnava, and the Supreme Lord, they cannot understand the concept of oneness. The philosophy of Achintya Bheda Abheda is the only cause for the nourishment of transcendental mellows.
শরণাগতি শিক্ষাদান। রাখে কৃষ্ণ মারে কৃষ্ণ রাখে কে। ভক্তব্য অদৃষ্টে থাকে যেদিন লিখন, অরণ্যেও আসি মিলে অবশ্য তখন।
Whatever you are destined to receive
Whatever you are destined to receive
as equals,
as eatables,
you will get that
you will get that
certainly,
certainly,
even if you are in the forest.
even if you are in the forest. In one of the Puranas, it is mentioned, distress comes to the embodied souls without asking. Similarly, happiness will also come by the arrangement of providence.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.